Right. So, hi, my name is Fausta, and I'm a photo-based artist from Mississauga.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Schirm. I'm a figurative artist based out of Halton Hills.
Hi, my name is Soon Cho. I'm a digital-based illustrator in Toronto.
And we are the three instructors for the Teen Portfolio Development class at VAM. We have been running successful online classes, and we've seen students develop their portfolios and gain confidence in their ideas. And right now, we're getting ready for our fall classes, and we are really excited about some of the upcoming assignments and working with a new group of teens. So far, it's been really great to be designing this course with you guys, and it's especially geared for teens that are preparing a portfolio for secondary or post-secondary education in the visual arts. How would Stephanie? How would you say that this course helps students prepare their portfolio?
Well, in one way is the understanding what a portfolio is and what might be necessary to put in your portfolio. It's also a great way to learn different mediums, disciplines, different ways to approach art in painting or drawing or anything really. And just maybe focusing on things that they really like to do, whether it's painting or drawing, and really expand their creativity, their thought process. What do you think, Sue?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Stephanie. So I think it's about the journey of developing their portfolio, meaning their own color, their personality. It's not just about the final product, which is the portfolio, but the importance of recording daily thoughts, like journaling and keeping their sketchbook, not like as an assignment, but like it's part of their own journey and daily habit. And that way, when we introduce like different assignments and different materials, they get to experiment with different things and find out what they really love and develop further from that. So I think it's a great learning experience where they will find some surprises.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, and in this course too, we've designed it so that the students will also develop an artist statement, which is, you both know, is so important for portfolio submission. So when students learn to write about their work, they understand a little bit more about what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I really think that those written thoughts guide them when they need to talk about their work, whether they're in a critique or even a school interview. And the other thing that they'll learn to do in this course is learn how to document their work. So while they're learning to develop their art skills and ideas, which are so important for an awesome portfolio, it's just as important to have good images of your work.
For sure.
So Soon and Stephanie, you both have done some really neat assignments with your students. I mean, I'm just blown away every time I sit in on one of your critiques because they challenge the students, their creative development, and it also develops their technical skills. I'm just curious, what was one of your favorite assignments from the portfolio development class? Soon, why don't you go first?
Sure. So I guess my favorite assignment was making a doodle wreath from the summer portfolio class. I found that like very special because I was very surprised by how creative students got by opening up the doors of their creativity by just giving them some instructions, but letting them just free up and doodle whatever they want, their thoughts, and not giving them what we're gonna make as a final product, but at the right time, I gave them the instructions and they got to play with the doodles. They cut out their doodles and put them as a wreath. collage them together so they could hang on their walls. And I found that like a lot of students enjoy the whole process, like mindless doodling plus collecting them, their favorite stuff, and collaging it into a really beautiful artwork. And that gave them a lot of fun times plus a great artwork. So when I was talking to them in the critique, it was so much fun to look at their artwork and also got to hear their experience and the joy and everything. It was fun.
That was a really fun project. I saw the works and I was just so impressed with how much of their personality was coming out in the different works, and how much they just played and they took an idea and they ran with it, and really fantastic.
It was so fun that I actually wanted to do it with you.
Let's all do it together.
Fun. Yeah.
And Stephanie, what about you? What was one of your favorite assignments?
Well, my favorite assignment was the animal portrait. And not just because I'm a portrait artist, but the fact that they got to learn how to look at the animal in the way, like how light affects, their subject, whether it's an animal or a vase, it's the same thing. So we first learned about, that was part of it. So they first constructed the portrait, out of simple shapes. How do you construct an animal portrait? Then looked at the light and shadow, just using black and white. And from there, we were able to look at texture, the direction of fur, that sort of thing. And they looked really fun because they're you could see who had what favorite colors. They were very bright. Maybe that I had a little bit of influence in that because I am a portrait artist that uses a lot of color. I don't know, but just expanding their mind beyond brown and tan color of an animal, going into purples and oranges and fuchsias, and realizing that you can actually make something look more alive when you're adding more color in your approach, right? And they came out with some fascinating pieces, combinations, compositions even. We've talked about that. I found that they really enjoyed that particular assignment that I gave them.
I was just going to say that's so one thing I remember is the colors. They were so vibrant, and that's exactly it, is because just what you said there, Stephanie, is that it makes something just more alive. Like the works were just buzzing with color.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, they were fascinating.
I think that's what art is about. It's not like a photograph where you just catch the real colors. It's about the creativity and expressing, going extremes and just breaking all the stereotypes.
And that's key. Yeah, and that's key because that's part of your portfolio. They want to see how you think, not necessarily if you can paint or draw a pretty picture, right? Mm-hmm. How do you think? How do you approach those materials?
And what do you see? And how will
what do you see? Yeah.
Press that onto the paper or, any type of materials. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
not about
really good advice. That's really good advice for preparing for a portfolio. Some of the things that they're going to learn in this class. So one other thing we have planned for the class is getting feedback. It's so important to know what people think about your work. So we have some Zoom critique sessions planned. Students are going to get to show everyone their work and get feedback. I was just curious what your thoughts are about how the critique helps students develop their work and prepare them for the future.
I think there's a two-sided thing. So they see the critique or they're part of the critique, and you're looking at other students' work. A lot of times we learn from looking at what somebody else is doing and the comments that are being made. A lot of time, students think it's about, what did you do wrong? I always say there's nothing wrong in art, right? It's how you express yourself. It's part of the process of helping, guiding, that individual. Even me as a professional artist, I love, having some of my piece critiqued, because I have such a close relationship to it. I might not see certain things, right? So that's very, very important. And you inspire others as well when you're part of that critique. What do you think, Sue?
Exactly. I think you said it all, Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
but I mean, by adding to that, I think critique is super important, and it's super helpful for everyone in the class, because in the real world, we'll have to talk about our work generally, not just for the portfolio purposes. But so it's like a good entrance to getting into starting to speak about your work and express who you are as a person, as an artist, as a human being. And I think it's a good opportunity to speak about your work and hear others' perspective, like from instructors and even other peers, students. And it's going to be fun. It's not about criticizing anyone. It's about helping each other and inspiring everyone together as a group.
Yeah, that is so true. And I think it's really neat to see how students warm up. This is one of the scariest things, is to show your work and just put yourself out there. But once you try it and you start to see how students just really love the critique and getting feedback and making comments, that's growth, and that's so important for putting your work out there.
Yeah, we're all growing after all.
Absolutely.
Well, I can say that we are all looking forward to seeing new faces, old faces, and seeing their art, and I hope that hope you will join us this fall to make some art together.
Yay!
Looking forward to seeing you.
Come on over.
Yeah, come on over.
Woo!